Barbara.
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
I like to dissect girls. Did you know I'm utterly insane?
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
We have such sights to show you.
Who's laughing now?
I'll drive you crazy. I'll kill you all. I'm the greatest nightmare you ever had. I am your worst dream come true. I'm everything you ever were afraid of.
They're here.
Oh, there we go. Hello. Good to see you guys.
Oh, and I sent it through the group text, like your Pima County, right?
Yes.
Lex. Okay,
Yes.
I sent it through the group chat.
Cool.
I just saw that, and I was literally about to okay, I'm gonna get ready to put that on screen. I was like, wait a minute, maybe that's not for the show. So
No, it's like for Lex.
no worries. It's locked down.
Okay, cool. Sweet.
All right, so yeah, we
Hi,
got
Steven.
that. No worries. Oh my goodness, I forgot what to say. Hello, how are you?
Hello, star shines. The earth says hello.
You don't want to start with that from now on. You have to do that every time now.
Okay.
Oh man.
Weird.
But yeah, because we were just talking about some kind of heavy guys, but despite everything going on, I am really happy to see you two. It makes the day.
I'm really glad to see you guys. Missed you guys last week.
Yeah.
Seriously, it was a good day. I got to celebrate a very big birthday for my now 10-year-old little brother. So the double digits.
Fun.
But no birthdays today. There's a lot of them, but not today. So let's get this going. And I believe this is like 2 weeks in the making because we talked about it first with the full moon that happened 2 weeks ago, which was full moon and what kind of rituals to be done alongside of that. And I just thought we could talk maybe just about, magic and ritual as a whole. And I was wondering what kind of stuff do you guys either partake in or maybe lean towards or actually like maybe just full on believe in? Like, is there anything that helps you with your day to day or maybe just helps you in those times where like, no, I need a little bit more energy out there. I need something positive.
I think Lex, you said it was like witchy stuff, and I was like, I didn't realize it was like witch stuff. The things I do with the it's just
Most
part of
people
my
that
life.
most people that I have come across when like I talk about it or they see kind of like some of the stuff that I do, they associate it with witchy stuff. And I'm big into like the big old witchcraft and everything. And I'm big on every witchcraft is valid. If it's dark, it's because the holder makes it dark. It's not, witchcraft is just not this like evil thing that everybody thinks is like, oh, Satan worshiping. No, it's individual to the holder. It's what you choose to do with it. It's all energy. So like anytime I talk about it, everyone's like, oh, witchcraft. Okay, sure, fine. What? Fine.
Lex, you're gonna burn.
And I guess, yeah. It's like going
Ooh,
in.
and what was your latest sacrifice? It's about to be the Supreme Court, my dude.
I was thinking that when I found out, I was in denial because I'm like, no, I'm not gonna give it energy. I'm gonna think it's like before. It's gonna go back. And I kept saying that. But then at night, I cried. I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm gonna try to give it positive energy.
Yeah, exactly. That's all. Like all you can do, and it is all energy. Like if you actually sit down and think about it and look at it, it's all energies. We are energy. We are filtered. Like it filters through us, through other people. Like it travels, and what you put out is gonna come back. So you always have to keep that in mind. So like,
my mom got me into a lot of stuff like this, but she would tell me like whatever you put out there, it's gonna come back to you 3 times because of The Craft. We watched The Craft a lot.
Yes.
So she would tell me that like whatever you put out there, it's gonna come back to you 3 times.
Exactly.
And
same with what they say with karma.
I believe in karma.
Yeah.
I used to be atheist and not believe in anything, like nothing, absolutely. But then I saw karma happen to other people, and I was like, "Fuck!" Like it's real. Like sooner or later, people get what they did.
I think it's called agnostic. I'm more agnostic, where I don't believe in like higher power. I don't believe in a God. I don't believe in certain religion. I believe in like myself. So I've always been that.
Your higher self.
But more as I get, exactly. But then the more as I got into like spirituality, so I've been like, oh, okay, I can get with this.
I didn't believe in nothing. Like nothing.
I grew up with Christianity shoved down my throat, so I was highly against everything. I was like, this is not how it's supposed to be taught.
My grandma had a church, and I saw how bad it was, like how she ran it as a cult, and I was like, I don't want any part of this. And I was a little girl, so I was like, no.
Yeah, as you get older and you're sitting there and you're hearing, like, because my grandfather's church, they are wonderful people. I love them. They're all amazing. But the stuff that they preached was very contradicting.
Mm-hmm.
Like they would say one thing and then say another thing against that one thing that they said. And it just didn't make any sense to me. And then like the hate towards people because of who they choose to love is what really, nope. I'm not with that.
You know what it was too? They would hate gay people, but then it would be like married couples, heterosexual, and it would be like the man is beating up the woman.
Right.
And I'm like, what? How's that better than somebody who's in a loving relationship? I mean, it doesn't affect me. What the fuck do I care?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I mean, to each its own. I'm not against Christian. I'm not against like any religion. If that's your religion, cool. That's you. This is me. Keep it on in your lane.
Neil was the one that told me, like, be careful of the people who sing of God. Yes. And it's been true so far. And I was like, oh God, because my friend, when she stayed over, I didn't know she was religious. And I was like, oh shit, like, oh God, like I'm not religious and I don't know how this is gonna be. We're gonna be together. But no, she never shoved it down my throat. Like it was her religion. She would go to church on Sunday and that was that. You know, she never, I don't know, it was her thing.
I get that. I mean, yeah, it's that situation. The same as you said, there's not really a good or an evil as far as a certain practice. It's how people use things.
Exactly. Especially,
so
with
much.
Christianity too. I actually came across an old lady. I was at the studio by myself and my dumbass left the door open.
Oh my God.
No. And this older lady just walks inside and she's looking at me and I turn around and she scares the crap out of me. And I'm like, may I help you? And she's looking me up and down and she's like, have you talked to the Lord? I was like, oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Let me hear it. So like she was like looking at my tattoos specifically and she's like, have you asked like forgiveness for your sins? And I was like, well, I don't really see what I've done wrong. And she's looking at my skin.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know, I appreciate what you do and I'm not gonna dog you for it. My grandfather was all about it and I've been trying to get into it, you know. I had to be because my grandfather was like that and he's always been trying to get at me. And you know, you can't fight fire with fire because like that's just gonna piss people off and it's gonna make people like that. I'm not confrontational, so I don't want conflict. So I'm like, you know, that's you. Okay, cool. I appreciate it. And she's giving me her pamphlets, and I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. Like I've been trying, and my grandfather's into it, and it's all cool. But like, you really need to leave. I really need you to get out of my space, and I appreciate you. Thank you. And she's like, wow, I have never had anybody like that come at me like that. I usually get hate and yelled at for it. And I was like, well, not all of us are mean because we're tatted. So maybe you should talk to God about that. And she's like, wow.
I I think I would have had more of an attitude. Like, you were very patient. I think I would have told her to fuck off. Maybe. Like,
I have told a couple people to fuck off. I mean, if she's a little old lady, she means well. I know she means well. And that comment just made her realize, like, she put me into a box. Because I'm tatted, I'm a horrible person. Because I'm tatted, I'm a criminal. And that's not it at all. Like, I express myself on my skin, and I want that awareness. So me telling her that was more like me being like, hey, you know what? That's not cool. Stop it.
well, I mean, we all have story with our skin. Like, I have scars and like cellulite and stretch marks. And I was telling my friend, I was like, yeah, sometimes I look at my cellulite and I'm like, yeah, I took a bite out of life. Like, I ate that cake. Like, I don't regret it. I mean, I lived life. What am I going to be in a glass little box?
Exactly. Well, me starting my photography, I've had a lot of girls come to me that I've never done photo shoots before that will look at their photos and be like, oh my God, look at my stretch marks. Oh my God, look at my cellulite. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I see a body that had a baby.
No.
That's
okay.
Hard. That's
cool.
Life.
I think yeah, it's life. And like, you know, like that's like, I am not shy. I will strip down and show you my stretch marks, and I'll show, they're everywhere.
I have stretch marks. I haven't had a kid. I have stretch marks.
Exactly. It's like, you had a baby, you're a human. It doesn't just snap back, but look how freaking gorgeous you are. And look, like the certain lighting, and like, it's just,
and
we're
I think
human.
If you want to manifest things, you have to have a lot of self-love to make things happen. So like, that's where it comes from. And like, when I'm doing yoga, I'll tell my body, I love my body. Like, thank you for being strong. Thank you for being healthy. Like, thank you. Because I can move. I'm not in a wheelchair. I have all my limbs. Like, I'm so lucky. And with gratitude, you can get things you want. Like, that's the law of attraction. Which I guess it's witchcraft.
Gratitude is huge, because if you're just complaining and not looking at what you have, the universe is going to be like,
also, but feel your feelings. No, but feel, like, have your pity party, feel it, and then get it out, and then be grateful for it. Because if you don't feel it, like, it's going to fester inside of you. Like, I learned that the hard way.
I've learned that the hard way too. Like, like my anxiety is especially, like, if I don't sit with it and I don't address why I'm having the anxiety or how I can get myself out of that anxiety, and I just pack it in, it keeps coming back, but it'll come back harder, and it'll come back harder the next time, and it'll come back until you learn it and you sit with it and you let it go.
Yeah, you have to
let life lessons.
You know what helped me with my anxiety that was like life changing? Like, I could be more normal. Acupuncture, and it has to do with the energy.
I have heard that. I've always wanted to try it.
It changed my life. Like, I couldn't drive or go out with my friends. I would get so much anxiety just to have dinner with my friends, which it's not normal.
Right.
You know.
No, there's something to deal with there. No.
Sometimes in this show, like, we'll have a show in like an hour, and I'll be like, I really don't want to. I want to, but like, something inside is like, no, you don't have to. It's okay. Let's vibe tonight.
That's fine. The ego. It's the ego.
Yes, exactly. So I totally get where you're coming from.
But the acupuncture, depending the place, if I don't need it, the needle will fall off. And he tells me it's because you don't need that energy. So it'll fall off by itself.
I want to try that.
Yeah, try acupuncture. It helped me a lot.
Heck yeah.
I feel more normal. I feel like I can control my anxiety way more and I don't know, just, I feel like a different person.
I have not heard about
with the energy.
I've always heard like different things about it, but I've never tried it. But I have to try it.
Yeah, there's a place actually. I'll have to check it out.
It was my doctor, because instead of prescribing me anxiety medication, he was like, why don't we try this holistic approach first, and then we'll go with the medication. And I'm so grateful he did that.
I'm gonna need the name of that doctor.
No, he's gone, and he's not even my general doctor anymore. But he comes like once a month, but his schedule gets booked fast.
Okay.
but I really recommend it because it has to do with your energies. Like you're not level, and so one time they have to count the needles they use. And I think there's 10 of them that they used this time, and they only found 9. And I was like, "Well, I have to go. They were gonna close down, and we couldn't find the other needle, right?" So I get in the car, sit down to drive, and I was hungry. I was like, "I'm gonna go eat in there," and I sit down to eat, and then I get home and I go like directly to bed to lay down, and I was like on my side, and I went like this to my butt, and it was the needle was stuck on my butt.
No,
I
no.
pinched my hand. It pinched my hand, but like when I sat down, I never felt it. I was like, it was like all like smushed.
Oh my god!
So we always laugh about that.
All right, maybe I don't want to try that. Okay,
That's what I fear when I go to acupuncture, that they're gonna lose one.
The needles are so small. They're not like sewing needles. They're thinner.
Yeah, they're like really, really thin too, aren't they?
I want them to be so easy to find them that there's no way to lose them.
No, it's worth it. Honestly.
Yes, I use needles, but not that small of needles. You can see my needles. You can see them. They come in a little green little casing.
I think I have like a big butt. I didn't feel it.
Oh my god.
Safety first. Have a big butt.
So we always laugh about that. The nurse, she's like, "Let's count the needles. Like, let's make sure it's all here."
Oh no.
I recommend it still. Like I still go back. It helped me so much. And if there's another problem I have, we'll use it. And he'll tell me like there's something wrong with your liver, and he'll put it like on my ankle. It's really good. I think he can use that as birth control too. But he's like, "I'm not really well in that area, and I don't want you. We're not going to use that as birth."
Well, you know, there are some things that pills are good for. You know, that's okay.
Yeah.
It's a good balance of both.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with getting a little from here, a little holistic, and a little bit of chemical. You know, it's all the balance.
I think I need both of them because when I got my wisdom teeth removed, I wanted the medication. Like, give me all the fucking painkillers you have, please. But I also use CBD, which helped. And it was a combination of both. Like, I feel I always need both.
Right.
I get that. Yeah, no, that definitely makes sense to me. Yeah, no, I had no idea about the needles though not staying if you didn't need it. Like you wouldn't stay.
Yeah, I did not know that either.
Yeah, my doctor explained it to me because some of them would fall and it would be different ones, and then sometimes they would stay. And he told me it's because you don't need that energy. So like if you don't need that energy, the needle's gonna fall.
I did not know that.
Yeah, there is a spot not too far from here. I know does acupuncture. I'll probably go like maybe just talk to him at least. I think that'll be a good step. I've never really done anything that requires someone else to do it for me. Most of the things I can do on my own. Like for Western philosophy, there's 3 courses of magic. There's right hand, left hand, and chaos. Right hand coming from the Kabbalah, which is an offshoot of Jewish mysticism, followed by left hand, which came from a less hoity-toity version. Like if it went right hand first, and that's like the guys who wear the big hats, and you have to draw the big circle, and you have to have all the ritual, and it's a lot of learning. It's all just straight book learning. There's nothing really happening physically. It's supposed to all happen in your head. Well, left hand goes more into the what's a good word for it? What's a good term? Or pageantry, where you're actually doing something to get results in the real world, but there's still a lot of gatekeepers. There's a lot of people that tell you what to do from the beginning. There's different rituals and there's different orders to join. Like that's where Aleister Crowley, if you guys have heard of him before, kind of got his start. Aleister Crowley started the OTO, the Order Tolus Orientis. I can't remember how to pronounce that. It's all Latin. I don't know Latin, but it's a lot of big words that make no sense. But it's not supposed to. Is the whole purpose. Like they're supposed to trick your brain into being able to do stuff for yourself that you couldn't do without it. Basically, like a more magic-y version of the Matrix, where the Matrix is you can download a file and you learn kung fu, like they did in that one scene when they fought each other. But this is completely in your own mind and your own will and your own intent, which is a very important thing, intent. And then it finally broke down into chaos magic, where it's not about the ritual, it's not about what they've done before you, but about exactly what you are wanting to do and what works for you. So it's taking anything that you've experienced in life, pointing it towards what you want, and doing and having that karmic, like we talk about the karma to make it happen. So if you're not a good person and you try to make something happen, it's probably not going to happen how you want. And if you're very vague, if you don't know what you want, it's going to be something that might kind of resemble, like let's say you want to win a lot of money, and that's all you said. I want a little on. Well, then one day you get hit by a car, and then you sue for a bunch of money. Well, that's great, but now you're paralyzed. So you have to be very specific, and you have to be very honest with what you want. If it's not very straightforward, it's not very specific, the world is just going to eat you up because it doesn't know what to do. You have to tell it.
Well, I've been told I'm protected. Like, I've been told this a lot, that I'm protected, which is nice to hear because we live in a world that's horrible.
Yes. I have my mom's friends are into spirituality, and they'll come up to me and they'll do like little readings and they'll tell me stuff that they don't even know. I'll be like, oh, okay, but you're very protected and you're like very watched over, like your grandmother is here. And I'm like, yeah, bad bitch.
Well,
because my grandmother was very into witchcraft, and she was very hush hush about it, so I never knew growing up because my grandfather was Christian and he was very he frowned upon it. So,
I thought she taught you stuff. I was like, I want to know.
No, she did teach me a little bit here and there, like secretively. It kind of clicked when I got older, and I was like, oh, now I see what she was doing. And that I actually got her tarot cards.
Nice.
So
that's something I grew up with, and because I'm Mexican, a lot of Mexican families are very like into religious, and like that is like the devil. But my parents got here when they were very young, so like they're not very strict and stuff. But my mom, she would get her tarot card reading, and they would do it to me, and it's so weird. Like the stuff they told me as a child, it's happening.
Right.
But I was cynical as a kid. I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. But that's so weird that like everything they told me.
Well, yeah, see, even being Catholic, though, I've never really been against learning this other stuff because a lot of what you do inside church is a lot of ritual. It's a lot of, prayers represent, the same as repeating a spell if you want to go that far.
Yeah, and you're putting the energy into the prayer.
Yeah. So I don't see why one has to be good versus the other.
Spell, it's all the same. It's just what label you put onto it. If you want it to be a spell, it's a spell. If it's a prayer, it's a prayer. If it's a chant, it's a chant. It's all different in each aspect.
What do you call it? Yeah,
we can't have different religions and not think like there has to be one. Like, no.
No, it does not. It does not have to be one or the other ever. And Bob, I think is very right there. A lot of witches are ex-Catholics. I'm not an ex-Catholic, and I'm not a witch technically. I don't know what I call.
The Wiccan.
But I don't know. I would say
you a warlock.
It's chaos.
Yeah, like it was just weird when you said witchy stuff. I was like, it didn't even connect. It's just like stuff I do in my life. Like it's just stuff that helps me with energy because I'm an empath, and they've told me that. And when I was little, they would have to clean me with an egg because I would pick up people's energy.
I just did one of those actually.
A cleaning? How did the egg come out?
It was. I'm still kind of learning it, so I had to like research it a lot. But like, it did tell me that I was protected. So like, if like bubbles are starting to surface, it means like that negative energy is already leaving. You're already doing your thing.
Yeah.
And if there's like a shield over it, quote me if I'm wrong, but like with what I researched, there was like kind of like a film over it, and that was symbolizing like I was protected and like nothing's gonna penetrate the yolk. The yolk is me. So it generally like if you're feeling so like I'm protected. It's nothing's gonna get me. Everything is already extruding, but I do need to focus on my inner love because there was a little bit of bubbles inside. So when I did research, it was kind of like there's something inside you need to work on, but outside you're protected. Everything is working how it should be. But I did mostly like my. Yeah, it's really weird, and like I've always saw it on TikTok. I was like, I wonder because I've always seen different kind of styles. There's no way this is gonna work, and I did it, and I was like, huh.
That's the surprising part. I think a lot of that really does work. And it might not
I
be
think
like
so.
it's like back in the day when we didn't fully understand medicine. It worked. We might not have understood why it worked, but the fact that we kept doing it and learning more brought us to the right answers for the right reasons.
Exactly.
So as long as someone keeps it alive and continues to do the rituals, like the cleaning of the spirit with the egg,
Yes.
maybe we don't know exactly why it's working, but maybe we don't have to know why it's working for it to work. The fact that we're doing it with good intent is the important part.
Well, that's the thing. For it to work, you have to believe in it. Like, if you don't believe in it, that's fine. You don't have to do it. But if you are doing it, you have to put your full trust into it and your full belief in it, or it's not going to work, and you're not going to get the answers that you're looking for.
I get that. Yeah, that makes perfect
So
sense
it's
to
not
me.
even like trusting or, believing in that. It's more trusting and believing in yourself and the ability to go through with it and actually because technically you're reading yourself, and when you're doing rituals and stuff like that, you're getting in tune with yourself. Okay, what do I need? And then you do your ritual. You're asking, what do I need? You got to answer that yourself. The universe isn't going to tell you. So you have to believe in yourself and what you're looking for. 100%.
Yes. Yeah. Again, yeah. I would
He's
definitely
all
not.
knocking me down. Please stop talking so you can see me.
What do you call it? No, I was getting a couple of those upstairs a second ago. My little sister. I have not heard that before, Bob. But yeah, I wouldn't call myself that anyways. That's not. Again, chaos magic. That's the full
To
thing.
be
I go
avoided.
for. Chaos magic is what I would do. Is what I do.
No, the ladies flock to Miguel. What are you talking about?
What do you call it? I don't know about that one either. Let's go around that. But I agree with Richard. I saw a documentary about 3 witch sisters coming out in September. I believe Disney has rights to that right now. It is Hocus Pocus Part 2.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hocus Pocus.
I can't wait. Can't wait. Oh my god, I'm so
excited.
It's been so many years.
I don't even
It's
care.
been a long
I really
time,
don't.
but you know, they still all look good, and
yeah, they look the same.
bring it on.
Yeah,
They look the
I'm
same.
excited.
So excited.
What was
Jessica
it?
Parker is a witch herself, so let's come on.
Candle.
Oh my god, yeah, look, it looks so good.
He's
It
never
looks so good.
ages.
I decided.
Childhood came flooding
There
back.
is a rumor. I did hear a rumor that Johnny Depp is going to be the new Beetlejuice, and I'm for it.
Huh. That could work.
Well, I've
He would do a
been
good
hearing
job.
about Beetlejuice too for a long time, and they haven't even started filming.
Yeah, I've
years
heard the
back.
rumor, but the newest rumor is that Tim Burton wants Johnny Depp to be the new Beetlejuice, and I was like,
You know what? I would never that trial. I would always go with the women. I believe her, but Amber's energy is
That was
something that I couldn't put into words. It's no, I don't believe her. That was it was weird energy that she has.
weird energy. And then this latest interview that she did after the trial, girl, shut up.
And don't go to TJ Maxx. I fucking love TJ Maxx. Go get your expensive designer clothing because you don't shop there. I'm not fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Classic movie. Bed knobs and broomsticks. I don't think I've heard of that.
I have not seen that.
No.
No, I have not. Bed knobs.
Let's see.
I'm writing it down.
Bed knobs?
Oh, that is an older one. Dang, that looks old. 71, it says.
Oh.
Not bad. I will check that out. I'll have to look that up after this.
Yep,
I'm looking it up.
Because I get evil eye, it affects me. When people give me bad energy, it affects me. So I have to learn how to protect myself. But it made me think of the movie Suspiria when she's walking down and they have an example of the evil eye. She's walking down the hallway and she just sees a light and the girl's giving her the evil eye and then she gets sick. That has happened to me before.
Yes. I'm an empath too, so
it happened to me at a shoot too, because other models, and I'm
no, that's the worst.
I won them over, and I was gonna ask you this because you do group shoots, right? So I imagine it has happened to you where they're just haters, and I'm not even like that with you. I sometimes I'm just not interested to see the photo shoot. I'm on my phone, and I'm not hating or anything. But
you guys are on my Facebook. You guys saw the drama that was creating around me with that one model here in Tucson. Well, a whole bunch of models hopped on her bandwagon, and like I'm not a very popular model here in Tucson because models don't like me.
I think they're jealous.
They are, and most of them, I had cut ties with them because they are negative energies, and I just don't want anything to do with them. And they take that very, very personally, and I just don't understand why. So that's mainly why.
No, because you're very talented. Honestly, looking at your pictures, your modeling pictures, I think they're amazing. And I can
thank
see
you, but so are you. I love seeing your stuff, especially when you work with me.
I can see why, because you model head to toe, and they're always different. That's why I like seeing your stuff, and I can see why other women feel threatened by you. Because, like, the models here are not so great, and photographers have told me this, sadly, Miguel. But it's something you have to work at. Like, I saw you shot.
I've heard that too.
I saw that you shot with David Clark.
Yes.
And it reminded me. No, it reminded me the first time I shot with him, I was so green. I did a horrible job. I was fucking awful. Like, he had to teach me how to move. Like, it was so bad. Like, I was just starting out, and it was like a group shoot, my first one, and there was other models there, so I felt intimidated, and it just reminded me of that. Like, it's hard, and like, people can give you the evil eye, but a lady told me to protect myself like the Virgin Mary, and sometimes I forget, but she said, like, the light, the red light that's over her, like that glow, to imagine that on yourself. But one shoot, I completely forgot, and I got sick. Like, I got really sick.
Yeah. Yes. I've came across that where I'll be at a shoot where a bunch of models don't like me, and, you know, they're watching me, and I can feel they're watching me, and they're directing their negative energy towards me. So I have to remember to be like, okay, they're not there. I'm protected. And if I don't, I get sick too. Like, I don't feel very confident with myself. And I'm like, no, I work too hard to not be confident with myself. So I totally get what you're saying. And, you know, with that, is why I have the attitude I have. Because we all start somewhere. Why are we being haters?
Oh my God, I've seen that happen too at a commercial shoot. It was like two new girls, and the other girl, like, sometimes I lie and say I'm new, like I have no fucking clue what I'm doing. And the other girl was giving really bad advice because she was threatened by the girl. And I was like, you don't do that to people. You don't give bad advice to the other girl just to.
I
find that so fucked up.
I've come across that too.
But I believe in the evil eye, and sometimes it's just jealousy, or sometimes there's bad intention. Because with guys, I've gotten sick from it too. They like me too much, and I'm like, there has to be a balance. You can't like me that much that I get sick.
Right.
I don't know if you felt that.
I have felt that with some guys that have been trying to like pursue me, like, oh, I'm very, very interested in you. Like, I can't leave you alone. But like, I'm feeling very sick from their negative energy. And I was like, because like, even I pay attention to like what we talk about and what they choose to talk about and what they choose to pay attention to. Yes. So I'll be like, bro, you're not interested in me. I think it's more my energy that you're drawn to, and that's what you're infatuated with. But you just can't get with it. So like, go away. Like. There's more to
you know what guys do? Because I fucking hate this, because I'm like, you just assume that about me. But they'll say like their favorite movie's The Notebook, and I'm like, bitch, I'm not even The Notebook. I like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like, that's not my that's not my genre of movie. You know, like it's okay, but The Notebook isn't my favorite movie. So like, stop bringing it up, because it's not yours either. You're just telling me, you're being nice. You're not being good.
Right, you're telling me things you think you want me to hear.
You just assume things
you're
about
just
me.
Assuming instead of just asking me who I am. So no.
Oh, but that happened to me with a woman, because we were gonna see. She invited me to see a Stephen King movie. Which one was it? The not The Shining, the sequel. What was that?
Oh, Dr. Sleep.
Yes, it was a long movie. Have you seen it?
It's long. It's pretty dang long.
Oh, you have to watch it, Lex. It's pretty good.
Worth it. It's worth watching.
I've heard it's long. That's why I haven't.
It's a long movie. She invited me to the movies, and we're like, yeah, I want to go see it. It's like 3 hours, and she kept staring at me the whole time. And it wasn't like a gay thing. She had a boyfriend, but I think it was my energy because like she just kept staring at me and imagine trying to watch a movie when somebody's staring at you.
I can get weird. Yeah, that could get.
It can get weird.
Yeah.
Wait, Miguel, you were gonna tell us.
I've had a lot of females try to be my friend, and they just like it just doesn't work because our energies too conflict, and you know they'll try to be like, but I like you as a friend, and I was like, no, I think it's my energy, and I'm not a security blanket, and that's why I don't have a lot of friends because I end up being a security blanket.
Do you think because you're kind of empty, they're drawn to you? Because I feel like empty people kind of are drawn to me too. You're a little bit empty. Because I have a friend, and I don't think she does this out of malice. I think she's just a little empty, and she hasn't had life experience. But she would try to like the things I like. Like I love to read splatterpunk books. Do you know what those are? They're like really graphic. Oh, Miguel, you'll like it. It's like really graphic and gross. But I love to read them. They're like sexual and gory. I don't know. They're my kind of. You get it, Lex, right?
They're different, but it's art.
It's not a notebook, all right.
It's art. And I was telling my friend, like, you're not gonna like this writer. Like, I'm telling you, you're not gonna like this writer. It's like really graphic. And she's like, no. And then she texted to me. She's like, I'm not gonna read your porn book. And I was like, I can't.
I told you not to fucking read.
I warned you. I was like, this is graphic. And I was like, it's not porn. It's just like a sex scene that's really, it's not like sex. It's just like death scene and.
It's a very vivid, I'm assuming, content.
I feel that too because most people, yes, like a lot of like people want to be my friend, but I'm like, okay, but I'm into really weird stuff. Like I do erotic drawings and stuff like for movements, and like I like the erotica show, so like I'll talk about sex, and I have a mouth of a sailor, so I don't know if you really like or if you're really up for it. No, I can totally handle it, and then like later down the road, oh my god, you're too much.
Because it's not them. I mean, if it was genuine, I think the three of us like we found each other because we have a genuine interest in the same thing. Yeah. But if that empty energy's around you, they're going to try to be everything you are and try to copy you, but that's not them. That's not genuine to them.
Right. It's like they're trying to fill that hole within themselves.
I thought we were all in the Notebook. I don't know what happened here.
The Notebook?
That was the number one.
Which I prefer Ryan Gosling movies. I prefer Drive as a romantic movie. Okay. I like that one better.
Baby.
I'm not a big Ryan Gosling fan. He's okay.
I'm not either, but I love the movie.
You know he's gonna be in the new Barbie movie.
Barbie. They said it was gonna be dark.
Okay.
It was gonna be different.
He works for that.
I heard it was gonna
looks
be
like a friggin' toy. So
it's
yeah.
Gonna be what?
I heard it was gonna be a little raunchy.
So I'm excited to see it.
But I saw him as Ken.
Margot Robbie as Barbie.
It was like perfect casting.
Yeah, it works. He fits that, in my opinion. I don't really.
Yes. So
I would picture
Barbie.
I would picture him as a doll. Like okay, this guy's very much like cookie cutter. He's a good looking guy. He's a handsome guy.
Well, I was scrolling through Facebook when I saw his promo shot as Ken, and I had to double take because he looked like a doll.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, is that Ryan Gosling? Like, wait a minute.
Makes sense. It makes sense.
Which I wanted to see. He directed a movie that it was so weird. I liked it. It was called Lost River, and I think because he directed it, it got like really bad reviews. But I liked it. It reminded me of David Lynch.
What was that about? Because that sounds super familiar. I just can't.
It's about a family, and the woman works at a club where they do like X-rated shows, but like gory stuff. Like a woman would cut off her face and stuff like that. So it's like a death show.
Oh, I want to see it. What's it called?
Yes. Lost
River. That sounds so familiar.
I was so impressed with it. And I was like, who directed this? And it was Ryan Gosling.
Huh.
I'll check that out. I'm going to have to watch that later.
It is really good. We should do a review of it. Because I think because he directed it, it really got shit on. But if somebody else did it, it would have been like, it was just weird. And I like that.
Speaking of erotic Ryan Gosling, have you guys seen his movie Lars and the
Real Girl,
or when he's in love with the sex doll?
Yes.
There's a couple movies like that, and they're all like real
It was
like
made as a drama. It wasn't made as a comedy.
No, it wasn't. It was more, it was more psychological, and I was like, I love that movie. He did a really good job. He did a really good job with that one.
Because it could have gone bad.
It could have. They could have totally gone like a totally different route, and I totally thought they were when I first saw it, and I was like, But the psychological about it and the message that they were bringing in the movie, I like that.
Because I mean, we're all a little fucked up.
Yeah,
I mean,
a little bit.
That's what movies supposed to show. People are fucked up. It's okay. It's totally okay. Have you seen Place Beyond the Pines? I have. Again, I have to watch that one still. I gotta watch that.
I think I need to see that one too.
So I need to watch. What was it, Lost River?
Yeah, that one. I was like so impressed because it was weird, and I was like, "Who made this movie?" And it was him. I never would have thought he would make a weird film like that.
Lost River, and then what was it, Larry and what?
Oh, Lars and the Real Girl.
Lars and the Real Girl. Yeah.
Real Girl. Place.
I love that you put it in the group chat.
I need to save them now before I forget.
Yeah, we don't forget.
And then what was the name for the books, the series?
The books?
Splatterpunk.
Oh, Splatterpunk. It's like a subgenre. So like Clive Barker and then Richard Lehman. They're really bad. Like it has made my stomach feel grossed out, but I'm like, that's amazing that a book can make me feel
I'm saving that.
like that.
No, it's nice to have something that's emotionally visceral, because a lot of movies now.
I was telling my friend, like, it makes the stakes higher, and you want that person to live and survive. Like, that's what I find so interesting. Like, you want them to live. You're rooting for them, and sometimes, like, the villain is so horrible and despicable. But I think it's just like empty energy, and as long as she doesn't do it in a malice kind of way. But I did stop talking to her for a little bit because she would kind of ditch me. Like she would invite me to places and then she would ditch me, and I'm like, okay, fine.
Yeah, I can't do the in and out. You're my friend or you're not. Choose one.
But I feel like she hasn't had friends, and I've been lucky. I've had really good group of girls that were friends for a long time, and then kind of went in and out because we grew up. But I've had real friends, and I'm so lucky for that.
That is a very good thing. It's a very fortunate thing to have.
I did see the clip for that.
Oh,
I saw a trailer, but it was like it was just the oh my goodness, it was the blockbuster version cut into a horror film. It looked fun, so I don't think I've seen that one. So no, I would definitely watch that though. When it comes to Apparel,
yeah, I've seen a couple clips of that.
I'm on board. Cool. Anything that messes up your childhood is probably a good thing once in a while. Just say.
I think every kid needs that story.
Oh heck yeah! Oh yeah.
Wait, Miguel, you were gonna tell us like why did you pick us? I waited 2 weeks to know. Like how did you?
Yeah.
You wanted to go into the
process story time.
These are the actual these are the small just tiptoeing into the own rituals that I do. These are real things that happen. Oh man! So the first thing I like to do is a type of writing. It's just a matter of just letting your brain go and just not looking up. It's completely. There's a word for it. I cannot remember off the top of my head right now. It's called like phantom writing. I cannot remember the proper name. But you don't look at what you're doing. You just let your hand go. You're just meditating, let it happen, and I'll take words from that, little letters here and there. And I noticed. My own name was coming up backwards a lot. So I was like, that doesn't really help. So I don't know what I'm doing here. So I kept thinking. I asked a lot of people, like, what would you do if you were looking for someone you didn't know who they were? And that answer does not go very far. It's very messy in people's head. So, like, all right, well, the usual starting points did not really work. So we're going to go back to the meditation style. And automatic. Thank you, Bob. Automatic writing. My goodness, could not get that. It's basically just a form of trying to get your subconscious to think for you. So it kept happening, and it's the exact same thing. It was just backwards. Like, okay, well, that's got to mean something. So let's just take the letters and let's put out the feelers, because then I put it out to everybody out there, and there's a lot of response. Like I put it out into a couple of groups.
I remember seeing like all the comments for that one, and I was like, "What? I'm never gonna get it because it was a lot of people." But I was like, you know what? I love it, and I'm gonna try it.
Cool. And that was just the people who messaged on the actual post. Like I think I got like 300 messages to go through, and there was a lot of really interested people, and it was great. But just it was a lot to think about. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna do what I did before we started the cigar company. And I had myself a little ritual where I write down what I want exactly in the people. It said, no, Richard, it said Meugim. Okay, it was not Miguel backwards. No, it didn't say.
It's because you're the star.
What do you Well, I think because I do a lot of things backwards. Like I always start on the wrong end. I got to start from the beginning a lot, and I don't do that. But I don't care. That's how I work. I don't mind it. I'm not ashamed of that. So I did that. And the next morning, the only letters that kept sticking around was L and M. So I was like, okay, well, that narrows it down a lot. Let's take L and M and plug it into everyone there. And that cut the list down to like maybe 5% of the people left. And I took everybody that I saw there, and I noticed you guys first. So I was like, well, I think this might help out a little bit. So I messaged you guys. I messaged the girl in Vegas and the ones here in town because we were supposed to do the Vegas show too. It just never panned out. So that one didn't work out as well. Maybe I didn't put as much much intent into that one as I should have. It's my own fault. But I messaged you guys and thought, well, hopefully something comes of this. And I couldn't have been happier with the results. Could not have been happier. With all those people and a lot of I talked to everybody as much as I could for a little bit, just messages. That I called you both. I think I had a chance to talk to both on the first.
I wanted to hear your voice and like try to get an energy because I was afraid it was a scam or something. Like,
there's a lot.
I thought that too because I had someone tell me about this show and they're like, hey, they're looking for people. You should like put your entry in and see if like you're good for it. And I was like, so I like did my research and I was like, Miguel kind of seems kind of cool, but this kind of seems like
sketchy,
like a trick. Yeah, like a trick.
I know.
Are you
it all worked
don't
out.
toy with my emotions. You want to talk about serial killers? Don't toy with my emotions.
Yeah, guys, $7,500 each, and then I'll send you guys the equipment you need. Right? It's totally fine. I'm still waiting on the checks. Whatever. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's not going to happen.
But I did see like all the entries, and like I saw who was going. I was like, no, there's no way I'm gonna even stand a chance. I barely watch TV. I'm way too busy for this. There's no way. And then I got the message, and I was like, no way.
I honestly I could not be happier with who decided to join us. Like you guys picked us. That's how it happened.
I think it was meant to be that we all met each other because like out of all the people,
especially with you, Marlene, because we are connected more than we actually think. Like,
I saw that you talked to Paul too.
Paul is one of my photographers. Yes, I work with Paul.
So yeah, I think it was
So I was actually talking to Rick Broad about it. I was like, because we were talking about you, because he knows who you are, because you work with Neil, and he was like, I worked with Marlene on Facebook, and I talk to her all the time on social media, and I see she worked with Neil, but we have never ever been face to face in person. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah, and we're in Tucson.
Wait, I think I did meet him. Rick Brandt, you said?
Rick Brandt, yeah.
Or, sorry, I pronounced it.
I know, I used to call him Brack too, and then he's like, it's Brat. I'm like, oh, my bad.
No, it's a good thing you told me.
My bad.
Because one time I was shooting with Neil, he told me he wanted Rick to see a happy face because his daughter was sick, and I met him. But that was a long time ago. I remember meeting him. So
we should work with him. You guys would do a lot of cool stuff, I think. He's more of like the pinup photographer.
Sexy. I think, one of the reasons I think I met you, Lex, I needed to see a working mom, but successful working mom, because I love your modeling. You're always getting the cover ones, and I was like, I think I needed to see that you can still you can be a mom, but be successful too. And I think probably women feel intimidated by you, but like hate. It's a form of love. It's because don't take it too personal. Because
I don't.
Like, they want to be that, but they can't. And we all have our own little thing. We can't be
the same person. Exactly. We all bring different things to the table. And, queens sit at my table. I don't care where you're at in life. Like, if you're sitting at my table, we're going to talk about winning, and you're going to win along with me. That's the whole purpose.
Yeah.
So, bro, give me a minute, okay?
No, but I mean, different seasons. Sometimes you lose and you learn from that. How
exactly? We're all on a different journey, and we're all at different stages of our journey. And to be comparing each other is just ridiculous.
It's just like you gave me that memory when you worked with what was that photographer that you put on? But I was like, I worked with him, and it was horrible because I was just starting out and I didn't even know how to move yet. It was.
Roger? Oh no.
No,
we talked about him.
No. Miguel, you know all the story.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
David Clark,
yes.
That I just started out and I didn't even know what to do. It was like my first group shoot. I was fucking horrible. And I laughed when I saw your picture because that memory came back, like how bad I was. And you can't even ask me. I was horrible. And I feel like I keep getting better, but like, that's my journey. I can't compare myself to somebody who's
That's funny
amazing.
because during that shoot, my best friend and her little sister came to the open house, and I've been trying to introduce her into modeling, and she was standing there, and she's like, "No way, I can do that! Like, you're way better than me." And I was like, you got to remember, I have 10 years under my belt, and it's not been consistent, so you just have to keep working with it. And even David was like, just watch Lex, watch other models. That's how you learn. And
I feel like baseball, like sometimes I'm just moving and I'm just like hitting like bats and trying to hit a home run, and sometimes I do get one. It's just like do something.
Exactly. Sometimes you miss and sometimes you hit it. Like as long as you're trying and you're experiencing it, who gives a flying fuck? Like just have fun. And I stuck her on that set anyways, and I was like, okay, just move like a movie. Just move like a movie, and that light is your indication to move. So as soon as it flashes, move. And like a movie, like I put them in character. Tell me the story and what you want to portray. Okay, cool. Show me. Did it work? Just have fun with it, really.
Actors, I've told them this, like, think of the character you want to play, because they're like, no, I'm not a model. Okay, but you kind of have like a little bit better, like you were saying, Lex, like use your mind and think what you want to do, like a storyline, like helps. And I was telling you, because you're an actor, you kind of have that above a model who's like just starting out that doesn't know any better. Because I learned that the hard way when I was doing a pool shoot in December, and I had to be happy, and I was like, oh, I have to act happy because I'm fucking cold. It's December, the water's cold. Like I'm not having a good time, but I have to pretend.
Yeah,
right.
But yeah, I have noticed that sometimes,
just like you're talking to somebody you don't like, you got to pretend like you like them. It's an everyday thing.
I don't like being fake, but I will do it just like for like if I have to be fake, because I don't like being fake. I think it's bad for my soul.
No, authenticity is very key. But I can be civil.
That's good. That's at least decent. That's a good thing. Yeah.
But I think that's why you draw in that energy, Lex, because you know who you are, and there's like empty people, and you're kind of like a light. So I relate to that, and I think
you're gonna make me cry because I really need to hear that. Thank you.
Like, I don't think even with the other model, I think I know who it is you're talking about. I'm not gonna name her on the live, but if you see somebody doing amazing, you're getting all these covers, and I'm like, yeah, I get it. Like you're getting covers. That's pretty fucking cool. And if they're not succeeding that way, it must be hard. And it's a form of love, because they would love to have that, but they can't.
I totally get that. And I was in that. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. You are like the sweetest little thing. And, having all those covers, I'm still blown away that I have all of those. I'm like, I never thought I was good enough to be on the cover. Like, like most people, like, oh, you're so great, you're so like confident with yourself. But honestly, like, I'm even insecure sometimes, and I see other models, and like, gorgeous, like done up fake boobs, like all that kind of stuff. And I get insecure and I'm like, I am not that good. I cannot be uncovered. But then I kept getting cover after cover and I was like, this is not happening to me right now.
No, and I love that you're a mom and you still do like sexy photo shoots, because I don't think once you become a mom, you should lose that. I don't think you should lose that side of yourself. And I love that you do that. Being
told that I couldn't do that made me push even more. I was like, who are you to tell me that I can't? Like, there are men that find this attractive. Just because you don't doesn't mean the next guy won't. Like, if you don't like it, don't look at it.
Somebody said you could.
My biggest motto. So, like, even, like, because I have little sisters and my niece, like, she's 2, and the things that come out of her mouth, like, I'm fat or I'm ugly, like, it breaks my heart. So it's like, no. We all come in different shapes and sizes. I'm so tired of us being shoved in little boxes.
Like, there's women who've never worn a bikini, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna wear a bikini and I'm gonna be like happy. I'm gonna have fun. Like,
yes, that's my favorite.
Have fun, because like there's people that never live. They just never live, and I think that's one of the things of having good energy is live and don't think about what other people are thinking, because they're always gonna have something to say all the fucking time.
Always, no matter what you do, you can be covered head to toe. They're gonna find something wrong with you, and you know, but we're all going to end up in the same place, dead. So why not just live your life how you want to right now and fuck everybody else?
I feel like I did it my way. Like, no matter what happens, if I die, I lived how I wanted to live. And I didn't, Neil told me this too, never to settle. And I was like, you know what? Because I've had married friends with kids and they're unhappy. Like, some of them, because that wasn't their choice. They just settled for that.
Yeah, like, why, like, don't be miserable. Like, live your life and be happy and do what's best for you, because if you're trying to live for somebody else, it's not going to work out. If you try to be somebody else, it's not going to work out. You're just going to continue to hit a wall until you realize that you have yourself. You're always going to have yourself.
Yeah. But you found out the person you were, and I think that's where that empty energy comes from. That they didn't find the person. They didn't take time to know what you like, what you don't like.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, 100%.
So I have noticed with the empty energies around me, but I mean, even the trauma, I'm weirdly thankful for it, because it made me appreciate the things I have and the things I don't have. Like, I wasn't divorced in a messy settlement and stuff like that, but I mean, somebody's story is that, and they should grow from that, hopefully. Oh, I didn't even know.
I've been married, I've been divorced, so I've been in that boat. So no,
the thing is, the three of us, I feel we've all been through trauma, but there's no bitterness from both of you. I've never felt that, and there's some people who go through trauma and they're so bitter.
It's rough.
It's what you choose to do with it. If you're bitter, it's because you chose to be bitter, and you're choosing to make it an excuse. Yeah, you're choosing to make it an excuse. Like, my birth mother used her trauma as an excuse to beat on me, and it's not an excuse. You can either learn from it and move on and let it go, or be prisoner of your own self-pity. It's up to you.
My mom had a really hard life, and I always think she's never bitter. She always laughs at things, and she tells me dick jokes, and I always think, like, who's gonna tell me like a dick joke roundably in my life? But she left when she was 15, and she jumped the border 6 times, and she's like, I'm not going back to that, like, that violent cycle. And I always think of her, like, she's never bitter. She always learned to laugh at things, and she's like, well, do you want me to be all bitter and not laugh about sex and this? And I was like, well, no. I was like, you're right, you know. We should laugh about that stuff.
Exactly. It's about growth. Ultimately, it's about growth. You can stay a seed or grow. You got 2 options.
What is it? Adapt or die.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah. But there's a lot you can do in this world. If you want to sit there and be stuck, I mean, that's on you. But
I think I do need my pity parties. I need to feel bitter and cry it out and just be like, why me? Why me? And then I get it out of my system.
Oh, I had that today. You can ask my son. I was screaming on the top of my lungs, just cry, like yelling at the universe. And I'm like, I'm so mad at you. Like, leave me alone.
But you got it
No,
out.
I'm good. I'm better. I'm fine.
You know, when you cry, it's very cleansing. And my mom will ask me, like, why are you crying? Why do you cry a lot? And I'm like, it's my spiritual orgasm. Okay, let me have it. Like, I need to get it out of me. And I feel much better.
That's the new term right there. I'm leaving on that note. That's
Oh
we're
my
ending,
God, I'm so used to
we're ending
that
it on
now.
that right there.
My spiritual orgasm, okay? It has to happen.
It kind of lines up, you know. It's similar, I guess.
Like, I can't help it. I need to cry it out. You know what? I feel better. I feel amazing
It's an
after.
energy release. Like, you can't hold up all that energy. You gotta let it out.
Cleansing.
Exactly. Just because it's spiritual doesn't mean you don't get pissed off and sad. Like, you're still a human. You still have emotions.
Another technique I learned that helped me a lot when I do grounding.
Yes. Walking around outside barefoot.
Yeah, when I take Daisy out, I wear sandals when I take her out for a walk at the park, and I like feeling the grass, and it makes me feel so much better.
Yes, I like putting my hands in like the toes in the sand or the dirt, or like just feeling like rocks or like the ground.
Yeah. It's really, really good for you, and I felt like it was a good teacher. And yoga moves the energy that's stagnant too. I didn't know that. I was like, I've been working out for so many years, and I didn't know yoga just like moved everything.
It does.
And it opens your heart, because I think I'm closed off a lot, and even with the posture, I think I was more like that because I was closed off.
Mm-hmm.
But it opens your heart.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of people get different releases from different physical activity. Like runners get that runner high, and I think that's another form of like meditation. Because then all of a sudden you're just into that and there's nothing else around you. And I think that's pretty cool. I'm not going to do that. I don't like running.
Yeah, I'm not going to run.
No.
Good. All right. No one's going to ask you to run here. Appreciate that. All right. On that note, we're over time. So I'm going to let us go for now. But I think we're going to have to do another part. I'm going to give you guys a ritual to do one of these times. How about that?
A ritual? Is that like...
A full ritual from beginning to end. Yeah.
It's not like summoning the devil, right? Like Witches of Eastwick, they did the perfect man and it was the devil.
We're going to avoid that. But no, this is going to be something you have to think about what you want. You got to think about what you want for it to work, all right? So that's homework next week. Yeah. Think of one very specific thing that you want in your life. All right?
All right.
I can see like them turning their heads like more equals the spiritual orgasms. No, that's not. No,
you need them. And maybe if the Supreme Court, like, if that happened more often, they wouldn't be, you know.
Maybe.
Yeah, they wouldn't be uptight pricks.
Maybe.
Exactly. Small dick energy.
All right. Anything else before we go?
You're cleansing. Ground yourself.
Yes. Was your kid listening to everything I said? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I was like, did your kid listen to everything I said?
A little bit.
That's
He was in and out.
Okay.
He watches me do all this. He watches me do all of this stuff, and he's very in tune with it too. And I do tarot readings for him, so he's getting into it.
Oh, okay. Hey.
What's up, dude? All right. We'll see you both later. All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye, dude.